We're celebrating Mother's Day in this episode of Juice TV by creating our very own Mumma-Lisa. See what we've done there? Plus, we grabbed some time to hang out with the very inspirational and gold medal winning Paralympian Brenden Hall.
Hi, I'm Sharai and welcome to Juice TV. We have a huge Mother's Day special coming your way, but first, let's do some quick questions.
This little lady is also known as Shai, but she certainly isn't shy. She can communicate with dogs and loves belting out some tunes.
I'm 9 years old. My favourite sport is swimming because I like moving around in the pool and playing with my brother. I love Snoopy from the Charlie Brown movie because he reminds me of my dog Snags. My favourite animal is my dog Snags because whenever I'm sick he's always there with me, and he's my therapy dog and he's a little sausage dog. He's the best animal ever. I came up with his name for Snags instead of Snags, which is a sausage, but for Sharai it's SH and for Snags, SH. Put the 2 and 2 together and you've got Snags. And my funniest moment is when my brother Levi was on his knees on the ground and on his hands, and he did a fart and he twisted around and his face went in the fart. The grossest food is probably when my mum made mushy peas and my grandpa was there and they were so bad they tasted like poison. I had to spit them out. Well, I can't reach my toes, so there's only really one option.
Sharai, your favourite thing is picking your nose. I said to Sharai, don't you think you're a bit old to be picking your nose? And Sharai said, Mum, if God did not want me to pick my nose, he would not have made my finger fit in the hole. And then she said, but I love picking my nose.
It's fun. I'm really good at reciting poetry. If I could travel anywhere in the world, it'd probably be to Bali with my mum to see Don Tolman and Tyler Tolman. Don Tolman is a really cool person. He teaches you about the food and how every single bit of food is a piece of your body. And he's healed a lot of people who've had cancer and arthritis like me, and I'm really hoping to go there one day. Shh, don't tell Mum, but I snuck a secret message to Don Tolman. If I were to have a superpower, it would probably be to mutate into a sausage dog. Firstly, so I could play with my sausage dog and to communicate with him. I'm here with Amy from Cork and Kroger. Thanks for coming, Amy.
Thanks for having me today. I'm really excited to do some painting.
Amy, can you tell us what Cork and Kroger is?
Sure. So I work at a place called Cork and Chroma where we do art classes for adults and kids. So we come in, they come in and we do painting for about 3 hours as well.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Amy, what made you want to become an artist?
I always loved drawing when I was at school, and I like using my imagination and doing lots of art, and when I am painting I feel really relaxed as well. Makes me feel happy. What about you, Sharai? Do you like doing art?
Yeah, I love drawing, but I'm not so good at painting. But normally when I do draw, I paint it after, and I love drawing my cats and dogs. That's the funnest thing, I think.
Oh, drawing animals is so fun.
So Amy, what are we doing today?
So we're doing a painting of the Mona Lisa, but it's a bit of a takeoff, so it's called the Mumma-Lisa for Mother's Day, and we're going to put a picture of our mums on the Mona Lisa.
What's so famous about the Mona Lisa?
Well, no one actually knows who the Mona Lisa is. And also no one knows if she's really smiling or not. So you can look at it from different angles, and she's got this like mysterious smile, and also her eyes follow you wherever you go. It was like the most revolutionary painting of its kind. So people in the olden days always used to do portrait paintings, but this is the first time the artist actually put a different background behind the person. So it was like mixing it up.
What do we need to get started?
We're going to start off with a stencil and then we're going to grab some paints.
Let's get started.
Yeah, let's do it.
While we get ready for the Mumma-Lisa, let's check in with Rachel, who's with a very famous sports star.
Hello everyone, I'm Rachel and I'm here at the Lady Santo Children's Hospital for rehabilitation after chemotherapy. And today I'm also here to interview an amazing and inspirational Paralympian. So what kind of athlete are you?
So I'm a Paralympic swimmer and I've been to 2 Paralympics. I'm about to go to my 3rd. I'm also a surf lifesaver and help patrol Queensland beaches.
Do you ever get nervous when you're out there?
I used to when I first started, but now it's sort of become like a second instinct for me, and I get up there and it's much more nerve-wracking being able to have to do an interview like this.
Because you're used to all the swimming.
Yeah, I'm used to the swimming.
Have you always been into swimming, like as a kid or even just early years?
Yeah, so earlier on, I think I was about 2, and I think my parents might have just thrown me in the water and, you know, hoped for the best sort of thing, but so they got me in to be water safe for the beach and everything, and then from there I sort of loved swimming and I sort of had a little bit of a dream to wear the green and gold.
What things do you love about swimming?
Well, for me, being in the water is where I like to consider my home. So when I'm in the water, it feels most natural to me, and I just love being in the water, and I love the beach. I love being able to have a surf and get out there with all my friends and all that sort of stuff. And it's just the fact that when you're in the water, it's so big, you're kind of alone with yourself, and I sort of enjoy that.
How does your disability affect like your normal swimming and getting into water and everything?
So for me, I was swimming and I sort of just started my junior competitions and I had little 25 swims, and all of a sudden I had chicken pox, and that caused a lot of problems for me, and it resulted in me losing my leg and a lot of my hearing, and all I wanted to do was get back in the water. So the first thing is when I got home eventually is my parents, they strapped up my leg in a plastic bag, taped it up nice and tight so they could protect it from the water, and they just put me in my home pool and they sort of let me float and have a round, and I was like, from that point I just wanted to be able to get back to doing laps. But I think it was probably about a month after being home and getting used to everything again that I was allowed to get back in the water and start training again.
Does your hearing loss affect any swimming or anything like that?
For me, my hearing loss affects when we're on the blocks and the gun goes off to start, because, you know, that's an important factor of the race. Usually the quickest off the block usually results in the quickest to the wall. So for me, I have to make sure that I have a light beside the pool, beside my block when we have a start. So when the start gun goes off, the light goes off, and I make sure that I'm always in the water at the same time as everyone else.
Now that's very smart.
Yeah, it's smart, it's handy too.
Improv. What have been the biggest hurdles you've faced so far, and how did you overcome them?
For me, my hurdles was having to, when I woke up in hospital and I realised my leg was gone all of a sudden. As a young boy, I don't know whether you did these sort of things when you were younger, but I went around the yard and I chased lizards, I caught lizards, I pulled their tails off, and I really enjoyed watching their tails grow back. So I think it came to a realisation where I was like, I woke up and Mum and Dad were there and I realised my leg was gone, and I was like, oh, don't worry guys, my leg's gonna grow back like a lizard, I'm perfectly fine. But unfortunately, once I sort of realised, my parents had to explain it to me, and they realised that I'm not a lizard, unfortunately it can't come back. You know, I sort of indulged in ice cream a fair bit for those few days, but once I realised it, I sort of overcome it, and that's when I realised I wanted to get back in the water and do something.
What keeps you strong in these hard times?
For me, it's the fact that I have my swimming and my family and my friends around me, and if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be able to I wouldn't be where I am today, because I've sort of, you know, had them working on me as a young kid, and they sort of helped support me and build my pyramid as such underneath me to sort of help shape who I am, and I think that's a very important thing, and I'm sure you have many family and friends around you to help you as well.
I've more had my bears.
Oh well, that's family. That was family. I have pictures of me with my bears in hospital, and most of the time it was my bears that I felt that got me.
Because I get to dress them up, and that's how I kept myself busy during chemo. I was like, I'll just dress my bears.
Yep.
I don't need anything else. And my mum's been here the whole entire way. And when I'm at home, my little brother, he goes up to me, goes under my nose during the middle of the night, and makes sure I'm still breathing. He's so worried. He's like, no, I gotta check on her.
Well, my brother, I have a 2-year younger brother, and when I come out of a hospital and I started walking in my legs, he would actually hide my legs on me and not bring them to me. So I was stuck in the house without a leg for a while, and it'd take him half an hour to bring him back to me. So it was quite annoying back then.
Do you have a message for the kids here watching on the TVs?
I think my message is, just be happy and enjoy the time that you've got there, and suck up everything that's around you and use that to get through the day. And if you can find someone to bring you ice cream every day, that's also a bonus. But it's also important to remember that the only disability in life is a bad attitude. So no matter where you are in life and what you're doing, the more positive you are and the way you approach it, you will get through it and you will see a light at the end.
Great advice, Brenden. We'll be checking back in with these guys a little later in the show.
Thanks, Rachel and Brenden. Now it's time to do our Mumma-Lisa. So, Amy, what do we need to get started on our Mumma-Lisa?
Okay, so we need a canvas to start off, and some paintbrushes, a jar of water, and some paints as well, and some scissors to cut out the photo of your mum to stick on there.
So why do we need different types of brushes?
So it's really handy to have lots of different brushes because you can use them in different ways. So the big one's really good for doing the background quickly, because if you painted the whole painting with that little one, it would be like here all day. And then this one is really good for little details because you can use the very fine point. So today we're starting off with a stencil. So I've just cut the stencil out and stuck it on with some blue tack. And if you're doing the stencil at home, when you trace it on with the pencil, just trace it around it really lightly because you don't want your pencil marks to come up in the final product. But if you want to draw it freehand, go for it as well.
So now that we've done our stencil, can we start painting now, Amy?
Yep, I've got the paints ready, so let's do it. The first thing we're going to do is do some light blue in the background of the Mona Lisa. So we're going to put the horizon line on, and the horizon line on the Mona Lisa is the same level as her eyes, and some people say that's why she looks so alluring. Where her eyes are, they're usually like halfway down the face. So use that sharp edge of the brush and then just do a line either side of her face of where her eyes would be. Yeah, awesome. And then everything above that is going to be light blue. So that's going to be the sky in the background. Oh, that's right. You're pretty quick.
I'm just trying now.
And then if you want a bit of white in the background, so it's not just all blue, we can dip our brush in a little bit of white and then dab it around the sky so it looks like little puffs of clouds in the background. So the next step we're going to do after we finish our sky is to grab some dark blue on our large flat brush and then just like wiggle our brush downwards so we've got rivers and streams coming down from the horizon line. For the next step for our background, we're going to use a little bit of brown and white, still with our large flat brush, to make some rock formations. Okay, so you just want to dip a little bit in the brown and then grab a little bit of white, and then you can just like mix it around on the side. And you know how we squiggled downwards last time? Now we're going to squiggle horizontally across like that. So it looks like lots of different rocks behind her. But we're going to leave this area free because that's going to be her body.
So Amy, what makes your art so professional?
So when you're doing a painting, if you want to make it really pop out so it looks 3D, the key is to use shadows and highlighting. So a bit of a darker colour and a bit of a lighter colour, so you can see where the light's hitting it and where it's in shadow. So with this background, it's what we call abstract, where we're giving the impression of what the background looks like, but it doesn't have to be too detailed. And it's quite fun because we can use lots of dabby and textured brush strokes without being too detailed. The last step for the background, we're going to use our medium flat brush this time, and we're going to mix together a little bit of green and blue, and we're going to put little dabs on the horizon line of trees. And then just from that top of the hair, round like a half circle. So down to that arm as well, yeah. And then we're gonna paint in those two arms in a dark purple. And remember how we're doing those half circle strokes from the side? We just want to do a few white ones so it looks like the light is hitting the material of the dress. And that's what makes it look professional when you've got the highlighting and the shading. So remember, all these steps can be found at juicetv.com.au. So for Mona-Lisa's skin tone, we want to take a big swipe of white, a little touch of brown, a little touch of yellow, and a teeny touch of red, and mix that together.
Around Juicers, when we come back, we'll see how our Mumma-Lisa masterpieces are coming along. We want you to be a part of Juice TV. We're always on the lookout for hosts, interviewers, behind-the-scenes helpers, and mini producers. You can be any age, you don't have to have any experience. How much easier could it be? To find out the next time we're filming at the hospital, just head to our website, juicetv.com.au, or our Facebook page. For loads of fun to break up your stay in hospital, join the Juice crew. Send us an email at hello@juicetv.com.au. Or speak to any of the volunteers wearing green shirts throughout the hospital and let them know you want to be involved in the one and only Juice TV. Before we get to check on the progress of our artists, it's time to hear more of Rachel's awesome chat with our Paralympian champion, Brenden Hall.
When did you first compete in Australia?
So I first competed for Australia on a junior team up in Darwin at Arafura Games in 2007, and I think that's when I first realised my potential that I might be able to make the Paralympic team in 2008. So in 2008 I went to trials and I went to qualify for the Beijing Paralympic Games, and I was lucky enough to be able to swim the 400 freestyle and make qualifying time and then go on to represent Australia at the Paralympic Games in Beijing in 2008.
How does it feel to compete in the Paralympics?
It's a feeling that is really hard to describe. The easiest way that I've sort of come to describing it is if you've been on the giant drop at Dream World and you're sitting up there all of a sudden and you don't know whether it's going to drop or whether it's going to fall or whether you're going to wait another 30 seconds for it to drop, you're actually really scared all of a sudden and you don't know what's going to happen, but then all of a sudden it drops, you get to the bottom and you just get this massive rush of, I'd call it adrenaline, and you're just like, yes! You've got to go, you've got to do it again. So you run around, get in the line, and then go up, just to go up and just to get that feeling again. And that's the kind of feeling that I get being able to go to a Paralympic Games and represent my country.
What would your greatest sporting moment be?
My greatest sporting moment would be winning gold at the London 2012 Paralympic Games in my 400 metre freestyle, and I've brought my medal along today to show you and all the kids there so they can have a look at it, so they can see it, but you're lucky enough you get to have a feel of it when you want to. But yeah, that's my greatest moment, because I was lucky enough to have my family and friends there and my extended family of the Paralympic swim team watching, and sort of have that vibe, and all of a sudden realised that my dream had come true and was able to stand on the middle dais and win the gold medal for Australia. It was that feeling that I was just describing before, and it's the feeling that I'm chasing again this year.
I've heard those medals are pretty heavy. Could I feel how heavy it is?
Yeah, sure, no worries.
Ooh, that's heavy.
Yeah, that's my exact reaction when they put it around my neck first time.
You'd probably think, oh yeah, it's going to be really light.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, it's looking, because I'd seen them, my team had been winning them all week, and then I was like, I'm not going to touch one until I win my own, which was like 5 days later. And then when I went out there and I was finally getting my first medal, they put it around my neck. My medal presenter was in a wheelchair, and so I had to crouch all the way down for them to be able to get the medal around my neck. So then once they put it on my neck and I realised I had to squat and stand back up, I was like, oh, this is really heavy. Didn't realise that they were so heavy, but yeah, it's a pretty cherished item.
What would your plans be for the future?
It's a tough question. I don't really think that far ahead. But for me, I think the future is I've got Rio coming up in September, so I'm looking forward to going there and competing again and hopefully doing well. And then I've also got my university studies as well, and I'm doing exercise and sports science, so we help the sports people achieve their dreams, but I'm thinking now of going into physiotherapy afterwards, so to sort of help up-and-coming kids, whether it's in clinic or anything like that, in rehab, and sort of help them through and help other sports people with their injuries. So that's where I'm interested in, so I hope to be able to do that in the future as well.
I think you'd be a good one, because my physiotherapist, she's good, but you'd make a pretty interesting one. You'd have a story to tell and
yeah, I like to
push the
think
kids.
my stories have a bit of background and give me a little bit of an advantage to that sort of world.
If you were a superhero, who would you be and why?
Who would I be and why? Well, I would definitely have to be Batman, and there's a couple of reasons really, because, okay, yeah, he has a lot of money and he uses that money to get all these gadgets and everything, but the fact is he doesn't actually have any superpowers. He's just taught himself everything. He's taught himself how to fight, and he defends the people who are in need of it most. I think that's the most important things, where everybody else has some sort of special power behind them, where he's just a man trying to do good.
Yeah, because all the other superheroes have a power, but he's just come up with his own. That's why mine's the same.
Yep.
I have a whole entire little collection now. If Batman has Lex Luthor as his nemesis, who would your Lex Luthor be in the swimming pool?
Oh, that's a tough question. My closest nemesis, and actually really my best mate, one of my good mates, he retired 2 years ago, so I think there's a couple of guys coming through Russia and Italy. I think there's an Italian who's probably my arch nemesis in the pool at the moment. He likes to sort of get behind me, and he usually comes second to me in the 400, and we usually have a couple of battles in all the other races, so it'll probably be between me and the Italian.
I think my arch nemesis would probably be chemo.
Yeah.
It's all the things it's done.
Yeah, but the main thing is you giving everything a go, and that's what's important.
And finally it's all over. Eventually it'll be done. Thank you so much for being on Juice TV today. I'm sure all the kids who are watching right now would be very inspired and would probably want to go out and do something now.
Thanks for having me, Rachel. I'm inspired just sitting in your presence and your ability to conduct this interview today. It's been really fun.
I can be. At least we both have the same superior Batman.
Yeah, I'm definitely with you on that one.
Now we're going to my best friend Sharai, who I've met in Ward now, and she's doing a Mother's Day painting for her mum.
See you later.
We're almost ready to put our finishing touches on our Mumma-Lisa, but before we do, let me tell you a little bit about me. come to Lady Solento Hospital every week to see Dr. Ben for my arthritis treatment. I've been to hospital more times than I can count. When I'm bored in hospital, I like going down the South Bank and hanging with the juice crew, because they're nutters. My advice to give to the other kids in hospital is don't think about the pain too much. Like if you stab your toe or something, or if you're getting a needle, count the things in the room, or say the colours in the room, or put on some music and bubbles. They're always fun. My friends help me during the hard times because they'll come to South Bank with me and go swimming. And I love my best friend Morgan. She is like the bestest of all ultimate friends. Love you, Morgan. My mum is also important because she gives me support when I'm feeling bad. She gives me air hugs when I'm sore, which is like... And she cooks for me when I'm hungry, and she gives me my dog when I need him. She's always there for me. Come here, Mom. There's Mom. That's my mom. That's enough about me. Let's get back to it, folks. So we're back and I have a picture of my mum, and what do we do next?
All right, so now your painting is dry. We're going to do the secret final last step. So we cut out the picture of your mum's face, and then we're going to stick it on the Mona Lisa to make it a Mumma-Lisa.
Cool, let's do it! Mamma mia! Wow, they look great, don't they, Amy?
Yeah, they really do.
Have you gotten any advice for young artists like me?
I think the main thing is don't worry about making mistakes, because every time you paint, you'll probably make a mistake, but you learn the most from it as well. So just keep practicing, and also use lots of different art materials. So try painting and drawing and sculpture, and you learn a lot more by using all different materials.
When you're not painting, what do you do?
So I'm also a graphic designer, and I used to do fashion design, and I'm probably going to do art therapy as well next year.
If you had a superpower, what would it be?
I think it'd be like Harry Potter, so I'd be a witch who could do magic and have like a magic wand.
Thank you so much for coming in, Amy, and being on Juice TV.
You're welcome, I had the best time.
Thanks for watching, guys. I had a lot of fun. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. I love you, Mum. Bye.
I love it.
Smiling is infectious. You catch it like the flu. When someone smiled at me today, I started smiling too. I passed around the corner and someone saw my grin. When he smiled back, I realised I passed it on to him. I've thought about that smile and realised a single smile just like mine could travel around the whole earth. Hi, I'm Sharai and I'm here with Amy from Cork and Kroger. Thanks for coming, Amy.
Thanks for coming. I mean, thanks
I did that perfect!
Well, I just always loved drawing as my... This is hard.
Pretty good answer.
Love it, Sharai.
Can you give us a nice big smile? Say, Craig, you rock.
Meh.
Go on.
Craigie Rock!
Yes.
Ready?
Oh, the thingy fell off.
Okay.
No.
Let's keep a straight face.
And action. Action.
When you're not painting, what do you do? I said it. Why did you laugh? You really
You
laughed.
laughed first, excuse me.
I just smiled.
Yes.
Okay, say action when you're ready.
Action when I'm ready.
Tell me when.
Nailed it.
Why did the chicken cross the road?
Say why?
He couldn't, he didn't have any legs.
He could have just flown. Unless the chicken had no wings.
They're like, no. That's what I do on the wards.
Sorry.
Oh.
Action, Rachel.
That's what I do on the wards.
Me,
Sorry, guys. Can we start all again?
Ooh.
And
Rachel, let me see. Beautiful. Radio.
You're not going to be doing this.
Remember, guys, it's so easy to be a part of Juice TV. Whether you want to be a host, help us out behind the scenes with filming, or decide what goes into each episode. Let us know you want to be involved by sending an email to hello@juicetv.com.au or speak to one of the friendly volunteers throughout the hospital in the green shirts. Also, head to our website and Facebook page for all the updates about what we're filming at the hospital.